and thanks for joining me for Flowing into Being. I want to invite you to listen to these podcasts with an open heart and an open mind. We're going to be discussing self-transformation and emotional challenges that might come up in that process and how to overcome them, how to work with them, how to actually gain that sense of empowerment where we can soothe ourselves and move into a place to create what it is that we want more joyfully. So please sit back, enjoy, listen to these podcasts. I'd love to hear what you think. And for more information, visit marilyndicalo.com. Thank you. Hi, everyone. This podcast today is about walking the razor's edge, walking that fine line and really moving from a place of feeling out of control, fearful, anxious, and painful, and moving and shifting into a place where we feel like emotionally we're balanced, stable, and able to move forward towards what we want. So I want to talk about an example of someone I worked with recently who is going through a divorce, and was not her choice to go through this divorce, but her relationship ended. And she felt like at that point her world really caved in. She started to have panic attacks, and she would feel that sort of clammy and nervous kind of feeling arise in her body during the day as she thought about the fact that she had lost everything, not only her relationship, but the divorce meant that she was going to lose her business and her home and everything she'd worked for 40 years, really. And she couldn't shake the panic. She couldn't shake the anxiety. So we worked together to actually understand what the process is to self-heal through this trauma that she was experiencing and to move from fear to freedom, to walk that razor's edge, to walk right up to that line, and then to move into a place of feeling better. And I'd like to describe that to you. So when I worked with her, she was able to recall and describe and feel that place of panic in our session pretty clearly. And as soon as it started to arise, we talked about what it was that she felt she believed that was causing this sense of fear. And clearly she believed she'd hit a wall. There was no way out. She was boxed into a corner. She had no options. We talked about the fact that this belief really is a very disempowering belief that comes from practice in giving our power away, in letting others control what we think about ourselves through their opinions of who we are. So when it comes time to actually assert ourselves, to find our true north or our center or our balance, we actually have misplaced it. And walking the razor's edge is about regaining that sense of control and balance of who we truly are authentically, of knowing we have options and choices, and not hemming ourselves in, trapping ourselves in beliefs that we might be not worthy or feel self-doubt about our ability to claim what we're meant to have in life, happiness and joy. So we talked again about these beliefs, and we uncovered several beliefs that really were hindering her ability to get beyond this place of panic and fear and anxiety. And because she'd been experiencing it for quite a while, the stress had built up, and we really needed to talk about ways that she could also practice some self-care and self-love. But at the core of all of this was this idea that she had not accepted herself for a very long time because her opinions were based on, or or she judged herself based on what others thought, and she had given herself into her relationship in such a way that everything she did was for the other person and nothing was for herself. So naturally, when that sense of identity is lost through divorce or the end of a relationship, there's also a panic about, who am I? How do I handle my life? How do I handle myself? I've trusted this other person, and now I've been betrayed, and I'm left with nothing. Well, it really couldn't be farther from the truth, because we all have the ability to know what it is that we want. And we all have the answers to all of our problems within us. That wisdom and that knowledge may have been misplaced or hidden, but we can learn to bring it back to the surface again. And it starts by acknowledging the beliefs that have been getting in the way of knowing that in the first place. So once we worked through some of those beliefs, my client was able to see that she did have options and choices, and that she didn't have to have all the answers right now in that moment, that she could seek professional help for some of her financial issues, that she could work with me in counseling to handle some of the emotional issues, and that there were business professionals that could help her with her business to keep things going while she went through the divorce process. And there are attorneys and professionals who will also help with the legal side of things. So once we sorted out some of those options, she was able to take a few steps. And in those few steps forward, her confidence soared. When she realized she had options, when she realized that she could actually be inspired to create a new beginning by this experience, she took the bull by the horns and ran with it. She was able to see things through the lens of her own authentic view of herself, not someone else's. And when fear and panic, when that razor's edge arose again, she learned to soothe herself bit by bit with the idea that she was making progress. She was doing things for herself. She was opening up a new way of believing in herself and seeing her life as a single person. Now, this applies to many other circumstances and situations in our life. Walking the razor's edge from fear to freedom is something we can all do. And it's a learned practice. It's a way of actually learning to live in an empowered way that allows for personal growth and development. And I enjoy doing this work with folks. So if this is something that you're struggling with or that you would like to learn how to do, please reach out to me, Marilyn@marilyndicalo.com, and I wish you a good day.